King Charles III's coronation is fast approaching, and with that, questions are looming around the Kohinoor, one of history's most celebrated diamonds, and as it turns out, the most contested one too. The jewel was at risk of kicking off another dispute whether Camilla, the Queen Consort, would wear it in her crown or not. And the Buckingham Palace has now answered that question. It has made it clear that Camilla will not wear the Kohinoor. The diamond is currently set in Queen Elizabeth's crown. She used it for her coronation as Queen Consort to King George VI. But it will not be passed down to Camilla. Instead, she will wear a crown that belonged to Queen Mary, who was the Queen Consort before Elizabeth. The palace says the decision is aimed at sustainability and efficiency. After all, an existing crown is going to be reused instead of a new commission. How noble. But the palace seems to have made a diplomatic decision here. Why do I say that? Because the Kohinoor stirs up a lot of emotions. It brings up the dark memories of colonization in India. Let me tell you a little bit more about it. The Kohinoor is one of the world's largest cut diamonds. It weighs around 105.6 carats. The jewel is believed to be priceless, but it is estimated to be worth more than $400 million. While it had been changing hands since the 16th century, it remained in the Indian subcontinent till the British looted it. The jewel was seized from an 11-year-old Indian prince back in 1840. It was then presented to Queen Victoria, and since then it has been in British possession. The Kohinoor was reputed to be a gift from India. It is highly questionable. The British make no official mention of the violent history behind acquiring it. So let me ask, looting from a defeated prince does not really qualify as a present, does it? Controversy surrounding the Kohinoor never really dies down. Indians feel wronged. The colonizers not only made Indians suffer, they tried to steal their heritage too. And let's not forget, the Kohinoor is a huge symbol of this heritage. But now it remains in the Tower of London, behind a glass for Indian tourists to look at, to admire. Imagine having to admire from a distance something that is rightfully yours. Imagine having to pay in foreign currency to view a symbol of your own heritage. The Indian government has repeatedly asked for the diamond to be returned, but the requests have only fallen on deaf ears. In 2010, then Prime Minister David Cameron vowed that the Kohinoor would continue to stay put in Britain. The UK is convinced with its made-up stories about the diamond being a so-called gift. It argues that there are no legal grounds for returning it. Shortly after Queen Elizabeth passed away in September, the Kohinoor began trending on Twitter. Indians raised the question of the diamond being featured in yet another coronation because the royals don't miss the opportunity to flaunt this priceless jewel. As if the theft wasn't stinging enough, now tensions are lurking around King Charles's coronation. But the Buckingham Palace has made a diplomatic decision by excluding the Kohinoor from the coronation. It has sidestepped the possibility of conflict and debate. But my question is this: is this really enough? Shouldn't the diamond be returned? It has been more than 75 years. The East India Company doesn't exist anymore. Colonization is a dark chapter of the history. When everyone has decided to move on, to move forward, why not return what rightfully belongs to India? WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.